Hello everyone, my name is Kumar and welcome back to our channel KUMAR Programming. In our this series where we are building an e-commerce project as online shoe store in Next.js 15 and React 19. Today we are going to have a breaking fix in our Vercel deployment. Whenever we are committing our code, we are getting error. The edge function middleware size is 1.09 MB and your plan size limit is 1 MB. Since I am using free tier from Vercel, so middleware size is allowed up to only 1 MB. Now let me quickly show you what the issue is. So now if you see, whenever I'm committing my code and Vercel is pulling the code from our GitHub repository and it's trying to build, and once everything is successful, see here everything is successful, it's building successfully, but once it is deploying, it's giving error. The edge function middleware size is 1.09 MB and your plan size limit is 1 MB, right? So what we are going to do in this session, we are going to fix this issue for our middleware and we will deploy it, right? So now let's start. So what we are going to do first, inside our application here in auth.ts file, if you see here we are using this callback as authorized callback which is getting executed inside our middleware. So we are going to move this authorized callback in separate auth.config file. So now let me create here one more file as a auth.config.ts file, right? And inside this file we are going to create auth config. So here export const auth config equal to, here we are going to pass the provider. If you see here inside our auth.ts file we have our callback and we have provider, right? So we must have to have this provider and callback. So here we are going to give these providers. We just pass the blank value since already we are having our provider inside auth.ts file. So here we have already defined our provider. So we don't have to write anything here. Just we have to pass a blank value. Okay. And here we are going to have our callback, right? And inside these callbacks, we are going to take in this authorized callback. Okay. So we are going to simply cut it from here. We are going to move this callback from here to auth config file. Okay. And here what we will do, we will just import this next response from our next server and we will mark this type request and auth type of any. And for the time being, I'm going to disable this linting here, right? And this auth is not getting used. So I'll just disable this as well. Okay. All right. And also from auth.ts file, here we have this satisfy next auth config. We will remove it from here and we will pass it here, right? And next auth config needs to be imported from next auth. And from here auth.ts file, if you see here we are getting error as a type string is not assignable to type JWT, right? So what we will do here for our JWT, here we are using JWT strategy, right? Here we will make it as const. Okay. And we will remove these two imports since already we moved it to our next auth config file. Now here we don't have error anymore. Now let's save it and we need to use this authorized callback inside our auth.ts file, right? Since we have removed it from here. So what we will do here, we are going to simply spread this auth config which we have created, right? And if you see this auth config got imported and from auth config dot provider, right? Yeah, that's it. And also inside our middleware file, here we have our middleware.ts, right? And here now we are going to use our auth from our auth config, right? So here export const and we will take it from our next auth, and inside this next auth we will pass our auth config, right, which is going to return our auth and type would be middleware, right? So now our middleware is going to return this auth from our auth config, right? And that's all the changes that we have to do, right? Now let's quickly build our application. Let's open the terminal. Here I'll use a git bash terminal. Let's build our application first. Npm run build. So whenever we are going to commit, before that we have to must execute this npm build and npm run lint command. Okay. And once both of the command executed successfully, after that we can commit our code and deploy it. Now it's creating our optimized production build and it's got compiled successfully. Linting got completed. Now let me make it bigger. So now our build completed successfully. If you want to run your lint command, you can run it, but it's not required as of now. Let me quickly commit this code. So here git status, we have changed in these three files, right? So git add dot, it's going to add all those files, and now git commit message with fix middleware size issue, right? Now I'm going to git push. Okay, so as soon as I do this git push, it's going to push the code to our GitHub repository, right? So now our code pushed to the GitHub repository, and as soon as it got pushed, our Vercel environment is going to pick from our GitHub repository in their pipeline, right? So now if you could see here, let me quickly show you here. If we just see our GitHub repository, see, now we have committed this fix middleware size issue, and if we go to our Vercel environment, here if you see, let me just refresh this. So now if you see here inside our Vercel environment, our deployment is successful done, right? See here, now status is ready, right? And see here, this is the branch fix middleware size issues. And now if you see here build log, here if you see this deployment got completed, right? And we don't have any issues. And now if you want to see our live versions, so now whatever we have done so far, it should be deployed here. Now see, our spinner is coming, and here we are getting this toast, success toast in green, and here we have go to cart button, and here we can increase our quantity and we can decrease our quantity, right? So everything is working as expected, right? In our next session, we are going to implement our cart page, right? So friends, at the end of this video, if you found this tutorial helpful, do me a favor, like this video to support me and my channel, and subscribe my channel if you haven't already done so far, and share this with your fellow developer who might find it useful. And if you really love my work, then consider buying me a coffee to support for more free tutorials. Alright, that's all for the day. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, take care and keep learning.